This is fun. This is great. You guys are going to be laughing at me this whole time.
Which teen heartthrob did Madelaine Petsch break up with because he was a Trump supporter? Why did Madelaine say that her breakup with Travis Mills was an all-time low for her mental health? And who is Madelaine's new Olympian boyfriend, Miles Chamley-Watson? Hi, I'm Claire. Childhood sweethearts.
No.
Turns out that all of the kisses, makeups, breakups, and drama-filled relationship moments aren't only happening on the set of Riverdale. They're happening in Madelaine's real life, too, starting with her childhood sweetheart. And you won't believe which Hollywood teen Maddie was linked to. It honestly has the whole internet shook. Madelaine used to date none other than Aaron Carter. Yes, the Aaron Carter. So how exactly did these two end up together? Well, all it took was a bakery, red curls, and an infamous Twitter rant. Ready for a rather messy love story? So back in 2014, Aaron took to Twitter to share some sad news about his former flame. The singer-actor shared how losing his ex-girlfriend, Disney star Hilary Duff, was incredibly painful. In the same tweet, however, he decided to share that while his heart may have been broken by Hilary, Madelaine helped him find love once again. On a lighter note, I get to see my beautiful girlfriend MP, who loves me and cares about me so much in like 20 minutes. I'm so happy, tweeted Aaron. Madelaine and Aaron then decided to make things red carpet official, walking arm in arm at Aaron's premiere for his movie A Haunted House 2. Now, this was obviously before Madelaine had made any TV appearances. I mean, who would have known that in a few years' time, she'd be walking her own red carpets? Anyway. So, with Maddie strutting with a new man on her arm, everyone had the same question. How did these two end up together? Well, it had a lot to do with Madelaine's luscious signature red locks that we have all grown to love. She was working at Republic of Pie. I saw her with her little red curls, and I asked her out on a date. I was very gentlemanlike with her, Carter revealed. And Maddie was absolutely smitten. People enjoy photos of me by myself, and people also love to see how in love I am. It's a really beautiful thing to share with my fans, actually, shared Madelaine. The two would only end up dating for 6 months, but Aaron would later reveal that he is a Trump supporter. And Maddie wasn't a fan. Things quickly turned sour between them, and Madelaine went on to tweet the following. When he publicly advocates for Trump, #now you're to somebody that I used to know, #Bernie16. Soon after, the two called it quits. But that didn't mean that Madelaine didn't leave a long-lasting impression on him. Both Maddie and Carter would casually bump into each other in a crowded Seattle airport back in 2018, and Aaron couldn't get enough. Madelaine would become his greatest muse, even if they weren't together anymore. A few months later, Aaron shared how he had written his song, Seattle Tide, about his relationship with a red-haired beauty. And yes, Maddie has heard the song and said that she totally loves it. But don't expect Aaron to be tuning into Riverdale anytime soon. The 33-year-old shared how he has never seen an episode of the CW drama. He also doesn't plan on doing it either. But don't get it twisted. He still sings his praises for his famous ex, saying that he is happy that she found success on the show. And while Maddie was choosing to focus on her career, she never knew that the man of her dreams was just around the corner, even if their love was doomed. Her first love.
This is so sad. Well, now I'm depressed.
When it comes to Riverdale, it's clear that the TV gods really did pull through for fans across the globe. The CW show continues to give us sexy mysteries, cute clothes that are taking over our Pinterest boards, and a much hotter version of the comic book characters. But it seems that the show is also giving its cast members a few things too. It's bringing them fame, fans, and most importantly, real-life love.
You're actually right. Can you believe it?
Just look at Cole Sprouse and Lily Reinhart, or Camila Mendes and Charles Melton, who all found IRL love on the Riverdale set. And while fans love when characters take their relationships off-screen, it seems that all of these real-life relationships were doomed from the start. Turns out that all of the couples that met on the set of Riverdale all had the same fate: an eventual breakup. Unfortunately, Madelaine would eventually experience this herself. Now, we know what you're thinking. Which Riverdale cast member did Maddie end up dating? Well, she didn't exactly date someone who was cast in the show, but he did audition for the role of Jughead. In an interview with Cosmopolitan, the actress explained how she met and began dating Travis Mills, a musician and fellow actor. After Mills lost out on the role of Jughead to Cole Sprouse, he heard the news that Maddie had been cast and decided to do what any young millennial would do. He stalked her social media and slid into her DMs on Facebook. The two eventually exchanged numbers, and the rest was history. This was the first time that Madelaine had ever experienced real love. She recalls how her relationship with Travis was incredibly beautiful, all-consuming, and totally crazy. She had never felt this way about another person in her life. Madelaine had found her true love and real-life soulmate. The two would go on to date for 3 whole years and would constantly gush about one another all over social media. And then, it was over. Fans watched as the couple went from adorable videos and Instagram stories of each other to nothing at all. A few weeks later, Mills would log onto Instagram to share news of their breakup. Alongside a photo of himself and Petsch, Mills wrote in part on his Instagram, "While it pains me our journey has come to a close, I mean it when I say I'm so incredibly grateful to have shared the last 3 years with someone as compassionate, smart, and wonderful as Madelaine." And hearts were broken all over the world. It was later revealed that the reason for their very public breakup was because of their conflicting schedules. Balancing their personal lives and their careers became too much for the two aspiring actors. They were both expected to make red carpet appearances all over the globe, travel for filming, and dedicate time to press. Amongst all of that chaos, it seemed like they never had enough time for each other. But now, almost a year after her breakup with Travis Mills, Madelaine Petsch is ready to talk about the impact it had on her mental health. Madelaine spoke honestly about how her breakup negatively affected her well-being, especially during the quarantine period. "My mental health was at an all-time low," she told the magazine. "Every day was definitely a challenge, and therapy was absolutely key for me to keep sane." The 26-year-old actress turned to regular therapy sessions to help her deal with her very first heartbreak. But she still felt like she wasn't coping and didn't want to be in quarantine alone with her own thoughts. And so, one of her best friends decided to move in with the actress to help keep her entertained and happy. However, according to Madelaine, being in lockdown during a global pandemic certainly didn't help her anxiety. "It really took me probably 5 months through this whole pandemic to get back to an okay mental state," Petsch said. "I had a lot of anxiety over quarantine, and I felt like without my job and without Riverdale, I didn't know what my identity was." Thankfully, she was able to find comfort in journaling and meditating regularly.
Honestly, I just started meditating, which seems kind of silly and people probably think it's hokey, but it really will change your life, and I think it could help you kind of find the things that are important outside of your career, which is something that I really work on.
Petsch even vouches for these outlets and says that it has been a great way for her to stay focused and help alleviate stress. We want to know how you help yourself de-stress. Let's turn the comments section of this video into a safe space where we all share our personal tips and tricks with one another. Thankfully for Maddie, focusing on herself would eventually allow her to find love again. Enter Maddie's new man.
Yes!
Her new beau.
Okay, I like that.
Take it, right?
Yeah.
While Madelaine's breakup with Travis deeply affected her mental health, it seems that after a year of focusing on herself, she has room in her life for a new romance. And fans are totally freaking out. Turns out that her secret boyfriend is not so secret anymore. It has been revealed that Madelaine is in a rumored relationship with an Olympic fencer. Yes, you heard that correctly. She is reportedly dating a whole entire Olympian named Miles Chamley-Watson, who is a total hunk and a half. Now, let the record show that both Miles and Madelaine have yet to confirm their relationship. But the paparazzi photos are telling us all we need to know. So how did these two go from total strangers to secret lovers? Well, back in October 2020, a few fans happened to notice that Miles was featured in a photograph with many of the Riverdale cast members as they commemorated Canadian Thanksgiving together. But it looks like Maddie and Miles are a lot more than friends. According to reports, the two have been secretly dating for a while now, and Miles is even great friends with the Riverdale cast. And while the two lovebirds don't seem ready to share the news with the world, we thought we'd do a little digging of our own and find out more about Madelaine's new love. Okay, so we know that he is an Olympic fencer, but there is more to the 31-year-old than you may think. In an Instagram post from June 2020, Miles revealed that he was a troubled kid from London, and with his bad boy nature getting him in a lot of trouble, his family decided to relocate. His family moved to the US when he was 8 years old, and he grew up in New York City and Philadelphia. But the constant rebellion didn't stop there. And so, as a form of punishment, he was told to choose between fencing, tennis, and badminton. Obviously, he chose fencing, and his life was changed forever. His love for fencing has even earned him a bronze medal and won him the title of two-time world champion. Miles also made history as the first American and first man of color to win the title. But it seems that the professional fencer is adding to his list of achievements. Next up on his list of titles, being Madelaine's boyfriend. And he is doing everything in his power to make sure that this relationship works, even moving across the world for Madelaine. Yes, as if their love story was written for the perfect rom-com, Miles decided to move with Madelaine to Vancouver, where she is currently filming Riverdale. Yep, he packed up his LA home and followed her to Canada, where the two stay in the same building as the rest of her co-stars. The two have become inseparable, with Miles walking her to set, taking her a little pup for a walk, and grabbing a bite to eat with the rest of the cast. I guess at this point, we'll just have to wait patiently for these two to announce that they're together, so that they can begin sharing adorable photos and Instagram stories of each other. But only time will tell. We want to know what your thoughts are on Madelaine's new beau. Do you think that she will be as open and public with her new relationship as she was with Travis, or choose to keep this relationship more private? Let us know. And as always, thanks for watching.